Hold on. I forgot to turn off the. There we go. I forgot to turn off the overlay, Pete. Pete, what are you playing?
I am playing a little bit of that right there. Retro Bowl.
Retro Bowl. I've got mine handy too. So, what have you been playing lately, Pete? Besides Retro Bowl.
Retro Bowl. But I have been playing some some Switch Sports. I think everybody in the world is calling it Wii Sports more than Switch Sports right now.
Yeah, I've barely played that last week because I hurt my back and it's like the sciatic nerve going on my legs. So it's hard for me to stand up for a long period to do stuff.
I played some bowling the other day, sitting right here in the chair. Just I got a 200 and something, so I was happy. I got a little bit higher. Hey, PJ. Hey, Kevin.
PJ's here. Kevin Wallace is here.
Other than that, I think Mario Golf. I'm still playing that, trying to get the monthly.
I got to play that. I got to start playing that again. You haven't played it in a while.
Monthly, you can unlock something foolish every month, just another character to play, like or not really another character, but different costumes and stuff like that. So I played a bit, little 3-hole games.
Nice. That's actually a fun game. I like it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Pack opening pro. What's going on, Pete? Saboteur. What's going on?
My favorite Pete.
Is he talking about himself or you, Pete?
The two Petes. I think he's talking about. I see. I'm his favorite Pete, but he's my favorite Pete, so cancel each other out. It's a fair way to do it, right?
Man, what would you guys do if Snestastic was on right now?
Well, we'd have to. I don't know what we'd have to do. Or HTK.
That's true. He might even show up tonight. Who knows?
He may. I'm just nice little 68-yard pass for a touchdown. No, sorry, 64.
Before I came on the Switch, I played that a lot on my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a phone game. It's a mobile game. And it works great on mobile, too, because how simple passing is, like just kind of drag your finger to where you want to pass.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
If you ever figured out how to do like a really hard, like a fast pass, kind of not arcing?
It just sort of happens now and again, but I think it's when you hold the button down.
Because it says you can do it. Hey, JD.
Hey, so sorry about that. My computer hates me today.
That's all right. So yeah, you can. It says in the instructions that you can do it, but I can't figure. I've never been able to figure out how to do it.
No.
Nice to throw a really quick pass at times.
Every once in a while, it just sort of happens, but I really don't know. I'm not doing it on purpose. But I'm playing Retro Bowl, Pete, and I like Pete's answer. What we do with Snestastic, Pete? Pete said, "Lie." That's awesome. But it's just of all the games, it reminds me the most of. I talked about it a little bit in my the favorite games from the from the NES Omnibus Volume 2 by Brett Weiss. I did a top 5 or top 10 favorite games, and I talked about this a little bit being so much like Super Bowl. Tecmo Super Bowl. I really like it. It's not the same. It's a lot more simple, but it's still fun. It's a great game.
I mean, it kind of looks like it, but yeah, you don't play defense. It's offense only.
Oh, I really like it. It's not the same. Whoop.
Speaking of Retro Bowl,
there it is.
Let's take a look at this. Actually, this is my review of it, so don't have to worry about getting flagged on this one.
Huh. Well,
Pete wants to know if he should buy it.
It's pretty inexpensive, so I've gotten my money's worth out of it 100 times. To tell you that, it's a simple little game.
At most, what, $5?
4 minutes. What was it? How much was
it? At most, it's like $5, isn't it?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Pretty cool. It's a very
yeah, this looks cool. I'm not even a football guy, but this looks fun.
Yeah, it's neat. It's like I said, it's offense only. That's right, Kurt. They're still alive.
They are. I might be having to change my Stanley Cup predictions.
What was your prediction?
The Avs and either the Canes or the Bolts.
Well, Avalanche still has. They only have to win one out of next two, so they're still looking good.
Yeah, no, I actually just I saw the highlights from last night's Blues Avs game. It was incredible. I'm so mad that I missed that.
And it was crazy. They scored two game-tying goals in the last 5 minutes.
That was amazing.
They said it's the first time it's ever happened in a deciding playoff game.
Yeah, no, it was super exciting.
And so here, when you go on defense, they just show you like a little text-based type thing, what's going on, which is really interesting.
And you can go through it quickly just by tapping your button, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it feels really good when you hit your receiver in stride.
Yeah.
So what's the direction? Is that there's like an arc? Is that just showing you the direction or like the person you're passing to, or does that have something to do with like the arc of the pass or anything? Yeah, that.
Well,
it's the arc of the pass. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're controlling. I can't remember, Peter. Are you pulling it back or pushing it forward? I don't remember anymore.
Well, you can move it all around with the stick once you have it out there. And that's how you start. Like when you're sitting there, you just touch the stick and the stick and it goes out. That huts the ball. If you want to run the ball, you hit the B button and it takes it back and it hands it off.
Cool.
So you don't even hit a button to hut. You hit the stick, the left stick.
Yeah, this game's been out for a while, several months. It's there's not many football games on the Switch, I'll tell you that.
There's not many sports games on the Switch.
No, football. There's this and Mutant League Football.
Yeah,
yeah. I still wish they would do. I still wish they would come out with Mutant League Hockey. I think that would.
And that's a newer version. It's not one of the old versions.
Oh, cool.
And it plays like an old Madden game.
That's great.
It's actually pretty good.
I still love the original. Again, not being a real football guy, I mean, the original in television football was just epic.
Yeah, those old electronic ones are awesome.
Yeah.
The actual most fun part about this game is just a little bit of management that you did to do as well, because you see the stars over their heads. That means you have players that you've actually purchased. You can have up to 12 players in your team, defense and offense. And what you don't buy, it just fills in with guys who don't have stars, like the tight end in this case, if you look at the screen. And they're not as strong, but you can get all kinds of different types of players, quality of players, and then they gain experience as you play the games, and you can build them up.
That's cool.
Build up your coaches, you build up your stadium, you get more money if you build up your stadium and get better fan support. There's morale, there's condition, there's all kinds of neat background. More so than the gameplay, which is fun.
This game was $5. That's a lot of programming.
Yeah, it's weird too because it's not complex. It's easy to do. It is fun. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. Like, it's not micromanaging. It's just managing.
Right.
That's the big thing. I'm not big into the sports games where you have to spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes trying to manage stuff. This is really quick.
Yep. Agreed.
But other CFL teams.
It bridges that gap between like the arcade and then the simulation, I guess.
Oh, nice. Look at that. He breaks away.
And you could really bring up or build up the players too. And of course, there's a draft in between each season. You play multiple seasons.
Any of the drafts are fast. What are they? 3 rounds, Pete?
Yeah, 3 rounds. And you can trade for players to get more picks in the draft the season before. And
now you've been playing a lot. How many years can it last? Or seasons, I should say.
Well, I'm about a dozen seasons into it. I've been on, and of course, every year after your second year, other teams will want you to go coach them. So instead of just staying with one team and the same players, you can jump to a different team.
Oh, that's interesting. Have you done that?
Take your points with you, like your management points, the ones that you haven't spent, and start from scratch and build the team up again with the draft and strong players and build them up. So it never really ends. Like I started off with, I don't remember who I started off with, Atlanta, I think, and went to New England and then Minnesota, and now I'm with Seattle.
I I picked the Cardinals, and then I immediately changed their name to St. Louis Cardinals.
No, you can change their name. I didn't even realize you could change their name.
Yeah, you can change the name of the teams, which is cool, especially if you like a team that's left your city. Just get them back.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's Retro Bowl. It's yeah, it's a $5 well spent.
Yeah,
That's super cool.
Hey, back from the dead. Perry, what are you doing?
Hey, back from the dead.
I thought Perry's trying to get out of our window there. Pete, how did you become a Lions fan? I'm surprised to hear that.
Where's he based?
Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver. Oh, wow.
Let's see.
Well, you know, Detroit's right on the border there with Canada, so it must be close, right?
That's true. They're close to. Oh, I'm sorry. The BC Lions.
Oh, the BC Lions.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
How it all makes sense. What did Eep say here? Oh, Splatoon is his favorite sports game on Switch. Yeah, it is. It's a shooter, but it's also a fake sport game.
I have to check that out. That's one of your favorites, Jeff, right?
Oh yeah, I love Splatoon.
I can't.
49-14.
Oh no.
But I don't know what season I'm on.
So, speaking of sports games, I told you guys I downloaded the Bush Hockey League. That's kind of like loosely based on Slapshot, and you know, a lot of the characters are kind of caricatures of the Slapshot era stuff. But it's kind of cool. I mean, it's like Broad Street Bullies, 70s era, you know, hockey. You know, think of it as like the Iron League, as they say in Slapshot. But you know, one of my biggest complaints about it is it takes forever to load. Like once you start the game, it's fine. But I mean, it takes a couple minutes. It feels like a couple minutes to actually load in each game. Like after you choose the teams, and you're just like sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. And in most cases, I'd be half done with the game. And that's my biggest complaint. It doesn't play as well as, you know, maybe I'd like either, but it's still fun. It is a fun kind of more of a party game than a sports game, I guess. And you don't have a ton of control. You can't control the goalies. But, you know, the fights are kind of fun. You have a little bit of control. But, you know, I'd like it to be, if you're going to have control of the fights, I'd love it to, like, turn into, like, a punch-out or super punch-out kind of controls. This is more just like, you know, you can dodge and punch. And
it'd be fun if the fight turned into like a Street Fighter fight.
Yeah.
For throwing
that's so good.
But it satisfies my need for another hockey game. You know, other than Super Blood Hockey, it's a little bit more modern. Graphics are a little more campy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I paid, like $15 for it or something like that.
Isn't the play kind of like NHL hockey, like the old style, vertical?
Yeah, the responsiveness isn't quite as good. And again, like I hate to bag on it because I know these guys did it kind of out of a labor of love. They weren't even going to release it on the Switch at all because they weren't satisfied with the gameplay originally. And I think they retooled it. So it's fun. Again, my biggest complaint is not the gameplay. It's the load-in time. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it. But it's fun.
You know, speaking of football, we're doing retro football. I got a St. Louis Battlehawks shirt on.
Oh, wow.
Is that the new USFL team?
Oh, XFL.
Oh, XFL.
Yes. They're coming back next year.
So
the XFL, wow.
The USFL brought back all the original teams, I guess, the team names.
I recognize most of them. I don't know if they're all the same, but I did recognize a lot of them.
I never really followed it, but I recognize the names.
I think the XFL is bringing back. I think they're bringing back St. Louis and Seattle for sure. I don't know who else they're bringing back. Those are the two cities I think.
Hitman is all I remember.
Yeah, I remember the Birmingham Stallions. Oh, there we go. That's the game of the day. And
Let me get this rolling here.
I am enjoying this immensely.
So this is Super Mega Baseball 3. I played the original on my NVIDIA Shield. It was an Android game, not for phones. Just an Android like a box. And then I played 2 on the Switch and then 3. And the thing is, they have no real teams, no real players. Everything is made up. But the gameplay, it's the best playing baseball game going right now.
Wow.
It's fun.
Everything just feels good about it.
It absolutely does.
You know, it's all cartoonish and stuff, but the way the ball bounces around and the way the players move, everything is, you know, kind of realistic in the movements, which is strange because it's so cartoony. And you can do there's online play. You can look at that move. That's pretty nice.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a whole like reel of outtakes of people hitting the pitcher. And you know, after seeing that happen in real life, you know, it's not a funny thing, but watching it in this video game is quite entertaining.
Yeah. Seeing a drawing get hit in the head is kind of funny.
Yeah.
so you guys both have this already.
Yeah, I just got it a couple days ago. It was on sale. And then I had some additional points. So it was a really good deal.
When did this come out? Maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah. Pete, it's worth getting. I mean, if you don't have it, and I know you like baseball,
Yeah.
it's really fun. And I was telling Jeff, you know, we were kind of joking about the graphics, but it reminds me of, remember Big League Chew?
Yeah.
Like and the variations of the players on those packages over the years. That's what this reminds me of, and that's one more reason to love it for me.
Yeah, it really is a good game.
I
think it's on sale for what, 18? It's normally what, 40?
Yeah, I ended up getting it for 14 or 15 after I had a couple bucks in.
I did try playing it online, and I just got destroyed. Because besides, you have a regular pitch and regular batting, and then you can. It's a little harder to pull off, but you can do pitching and hitting, where the hitting gives you more power, and the pitching, I guess, just more likely to strike somebody out. That part's a little more difficult to pull off. I usually just do the regular stuff. When I go online, everyone's doing the super pitching and batting, just killing me.
Yeah,
just crushing me on every pitch.
It's tough. Those power hits, it's really tough to time that. Like any of the pitching or the hitting, it's, you know, every time I try that for pitching, it throws wild, and every time for the hitting, it's just incredibly hard to time. But there's videos out there of guys. There's like tutorials like for power hitting.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to look at that.
And yeah, and I learned a lot. And you know, a lot of it's patience, and you know, some of the actual defaults are actually fine for that, where you don't have to move the what do you call it,
like the reticle.
The reticle. Thank you. So like I was thinking, oh yeah, I want to hit it like high in the outfield, and they're like, no. It's all about timing. Keep that centered, because then you can focus on the strike zone, because it is distracting. And then, you know, you got a couple pitchers that pitch like submarine pitches, and that makes it even harder to aim with that.
Yeah, that's something that's cool. Is they have all different types of hitters and pitchers.
Yeah. And they improve. Like I guess what is it called? Their ego grows, you know, the better they get, and then the tougher some things get. So for example, a lot of the fielding, I didn't really have to move a whole lot. I'm playing on like medium level, like around like what, 20, 21?
There's all kind of things you can adjust with fielding too. You can take complete control. You can let the computer take complete control of the defense, or you can do some kind of combination in between. Because when I first started, I let the computer do most of it, just so I get used to the game, and then I started dialing it back a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely cool though. I'm still definitely learning. And especially the controls, like the diving and the jumping. Like I always screw that up. I always like reverse it, and I like dive, and it's like the ball flies over the fence.
I do the same thing,
wow.
JD. I get the jump in the dive. I always mix them up. I don't know why. I do that in every baseball
blow game. I mean, I will literally blow games that way. So I'm still definitely learning, but it is so fun. And one thing I love about it is you can get complex in the management, or you can just play like one-off games and tailor. You can play a 4 or 5 inning game. If you don't have a lot of time. The funny thing is, though, I went into extra innings. It was supposed to be a 4 or 5 inning game, and I ended up going about like 14 or 15 innings.
Oh my gosh.
And it was tied 0-0. It was bizarre.
And no phantom runner at second.
No.
Thank goodness.
You don't like that rule?
Oh, it is. It's like
it's a softball rule.
It's like I was gonna say it's like a T-ball rule. It's like, come on. I know why they do it. They don't want to go too long and wear pitchers out for the next day or the next series. But man, I don't know. How often does that happen? When you get a really long game, maybe 4 or 5 times a year at most.
Well, I went in that one that I was talking about, the extra innings one that I was playing. I ran through my entire rotation of pitchers, and I was on my like D, like he was rated like a C or a D, and just really, really struggling. And then like I couldn't hit the strike zone, and then he only had like 1 or 2 like special pitches, and the fastball was always wild. The sinker was just god awful, and I mean it was just. But it's funny because like it legitimately has your like A to D rotation, in rankings and stuff like that. And it's fun. You can substitute the pitchers when you see them getting tired, and they do get tired. That's the thing, they turn off fastballs.
And you do have to watch your pitch count because they'll get tired.
Yeah,
I think one of the coolest things about the game is the difficulty. It's called Ego.
Yeah,
and you can set it between 1, which is the easiest, and 99. And so there's a wide range there you can go. And so when you're starting a season, you can set it to whatever you want. If you're dominating a lot, you can start cranking it up because the higher the difficulty, the more what do you get back? Like some kind of points or something that build up throughout a season.
I'm not sure. I haven't gotten that deep yet.
And then but you can even change it during the game.
Really?
Which is really interesting, yeah.
Well, I know I haven't messed with the Ego too much. I thought I'm not exactly sure how the Ego works, but in the one-off games, like when you're not playing the season, you can set the difficulty level, and it's it starts off like easy, then casual, then medium, then difficult, etc. And that's a one-shot deal. But I haven't messed with any of the other stuff beyond that.
It is. I highly recommend that if you're into baseball games.
Yeah, definitely get it.
It's on $23.99 here.
It's worth it. I mean, especially if you don't have.
That's on sale, right, Pete?
That's on sale.
Yeah, especially if you don't have to pay the $50 or whatever. Yeah, it's well worth it.
And there's no physical version of it.
Oh, really?
No, there's never been a physical.
And you can design your own logos, which I spent a couple hours doing. That was a big time suck, but it was incredibly fun. Here's what I didn't know. I thought I was just basing the logos. Like there's like 5 or 6 sample teams that you can kind of base the logo on, and then you can tweak it or, just use the typeface or whatever. But I didn't realize I was actually basing the team based on that logo. Like, so for example, like I use the Skulls. That's one of the 5 or 6 sample teams.
Right.
I thought I was just basing their logo, but evidently it's the whole team, and the team sucks.
Yeah.
And then I spent all this time designing logos. You can copy and paste them from team to team.
Yeah.
You can have like away uniforms, home uniforms, variations of the logo.
Here, I'll show you. This is what I did for my team. So I did the Cardinals.
That's awesome.
And it's pretty darn close to the team. I mean, look at that. I got birds on the bat. I got home and away uniforms.
That looks great.
And these are all from pieces of art that are in the game.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I think they have a bird. I think maybe we can change the color. And also a bat. I think I changed that to yellow.
I'm trying to turn my volume down. Hold on.
Your Pete said it's worth full price.
I heard that. I saw what he said there. I
gotta. I have my case on backwards, so I'm like trying to turn the volume down, and it's completely obstructed. See, I don't trust myself to walk around the house without the case. And it's that Orsley case that you recommended. It's actually a really good case when you put it on correctly. What I was going to do was show you my team. If I don't break with my hand in the thing. All right, here, let me. How can you get to just the team logos? You go to the, what did you do? Just go to customize?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you change it since the one you sent me?
A little bit. Let's see if I can get this up. Oops. Uniform.
I actually created this in the Cardinals uniform in Super Mega Baseball 2, and they allowed you to transfer your teams over.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because I don't have to redo that again.
I don't know if how well you can see this here. Let me try to. There we go. So I based it kind of on the skulls, but of course I substituted the guitar, and the Atomic Punks is a kind of homage to Van Halen's Atomic Punk.
Oh, nice.
On one. And wanted to make it kind of fun. And then, so the uniforms, I kind of wanted to make it, a little Washington Nats sort of. Oops. But that was kind of fun. It was a good way.
I love that they let you change your uniform. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can change it down to the socks, the stirrups. Like you can change the color. Not only of the stirrups, but the socks underneath the stirrups, you can change that color. Like that's insane. Just the level of detail is pretty neat.
Slappy likes NHL 94. That was a great game on the Genesis.
See, I'd love to see that. That's something that would get me to do the expansion pack, something like that, or whatchamacallit, the Blades of Steel.
Oh, speaking of that, there is I was talking to Pete about this for the show.
Yeah.
There is a Twitter account. I already forgot the name. Oh, Nin's Status Bot.
What was that, Jeff?
It's called Nin, N-I-N Status Bot, all one word, on Twitter. And if you follow them, it just automatically sends you whenever Nintendo's updating their software in any way.
Oh, that's cool.
Which may not seem like the most exciting thing, but sometimes they give you a game that they're doing, so they're working on it. Well, for tomorrow, they are updating the NES online app and the Super Nintendo online app. And I've been following them for a while. And when they do that, that usually means new games are coming.
Cool.
So my guess is we'll probably see like 1 NES and 2 Super Nintendo games tomorrow. That'd be awesome. I'm still holding out hope for Super Mario RPG.
That's cool.
I don't know why they haven't had that out yet.
Yeah, there's a handful of games I'd really like to see. I'd still love to see. I know it's not going to happen, but I'd love to see ColecoVision come out on there.
I don't even think ColecoVision made the Wii Virtual Console, did it? I don't remember that.
I don't think so.
TurboGrafx did. Commodore 64 made it. I still can't believe Commodore 64 made it to the Wii Virtual Console.
I know. I remember that.
That's crazy.
I do. Yeah. I mean, I wish they would open it up, because they have so much depth in that archive. What do you got there, Pete?
A brand new one from it's not Pickeroons. It's from 5K here in town. Honeydale.
Honey
flavored pale ale.
And how is it?
Handily delicious.
Have you ever had Baron Yager honey liqueur?
No.
If you like honey, it's worth checking out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's kind of got like the cap is kind of like a honeycomb, like beehive kind of thing. It's pretty cool.
That's a weird start to this video, considering what the game is. I don't know why this lady's in here.
Is this the Gravator?
This is Galacticon trailer.
Galacticon.
Galacticon.
I love that logo.
Is this an indie game?
Yeah, it's made by I think just one guy in Spain.
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I would say it's kind of like the controls are kind of like Joust, but it's also like Killer Queen, the arcade game that's out last few years.
Good call on the Joust. That's a game that I wish they'd put out. Like the arcade archives.
Joust is out.
What's that?
I don't think Joust is out.
No, and I'd love for that to get out on like arcade archives or something like that.
You can play Pooyan and you can play Kangaroo on the Switch. So, what's interesting about this game? Well, there's a few things. There's basically two screens. You've got the screen that's kind of looks like Joust, and what you're doing is you've got 3 areas at the bottom that have 4 slots, and so you have to grab the people right there that he just dropped one in there. There's blue, red, and brown, and they represent like different races of aliens. So if you get 3 of the same color in there, you get a bonus. If you get all 4 of the same color, you get a bigger bonus. It's a 20,000 bonus. And then once you fill it up, then he says to go up. And so you go up and you're in like something like this. So every time you go up, it's a little bit different to get to your ship.
Wow.
It's kind of like Cosmic Arc in a way, because you've got one screen you're doing a bunch of shooting, and the next screen you're doing something else.
I like it. Now, did this person actually come out with a cabinet, or is that just like a rendering?
That's just a rendering. But so here's the really weird thing. It has leaderboards, but the leaderboards are on your phone on a website. So what happens is when you finish the game, you get a score, and then it puts up a QR code. So you scan the QR code, and it takes you to the Galacticon website, and you put in your email, and then it registers you on the leaderboards. And then once you get registered on there, then and I don't know how often this happens, but there's like 8 to 10 little treasure chests sitting there. And when you get a high score, it opens one up for you. And so I clicked on the first one, and it gave a message that said something like, because when you go up to try to get to the ship, each level has a secret. And if you can find the secret, you grab that little item, you go to the ship, and you get some big points. So on the website, one of the clues, it said, sometimes it's best to be a pacifist to find the secret. And then there's 2 screenshots, and it lists, and if you look at it, if you zoom in, which I didn't realize at first, it tells you the levels. So if you don't shoot anything on those levels when you're trying to get to your ship, then you can find the little secret item, and you get more points. And you keep getting, like, sometimes you'll get artwork in the treasure, but it keeps giving like hints. And so the more hints you get, the more points you can get, the higher you can climb the leaderboards. It's really an interesting system, and they're doing it that way because they're running some kind of contest. I guess if you're in the top 10 when the contest ends, which I don't know when that is, because this game just came out.
And this is called Galacticon?
Galacticon.
And how much is it? How much is it?
$5, I believe.
I'm probably going to pick this up. This looks cool.
It's fun, and like I said, there's a contest going on. It's just an interesting way to get you to the website. They give you little tips that help you get more points. You can climb the leaderboard. I don't know where I'm at on the leaderboard. I was in the 70s last night. I don't think I'm there anymore though, because I got knocked out of the 100s, and then I got the little secret tips on how to play, and I actually started doing better, which is pretty darn cool. Yeah, the game's cheap. It's like $5.
That looks it looks really fun.
It's made, like I said, it's made by one guy. Oh, looks like I've fallen out.
Well, yeah, you're just looking down.
Huh?
You're just looking down. You're not moving at all. I don't know if JD's moving or not.
Oh, I am. I'm
JD's just fine. There you go.
I'm just staring at the screen. I mean the game graphic.
We had some connection problems earlier as well.
I got you.
Yeah, let's see. I don't see my. I'm just trying to find around. Oh, here I am. I'm 90th now. So there's actually a lot of people playing because I went from like 72 to 90 in just one day. So that's cool to see it.
Good to see an independent game maker like this making some friggin' cash off of his work.
And
cool.
Defender and Joust, absolutely, a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit of Scramble. You said like picking up people. What was it? What was that? Choplifter. Which one was the one where you picked up people?
Choplifter was one, yeah.
Yeah, Choplifter.
This does look like Defender and Joust.
And I love both those games.
NES Remix. You talking about the NES Remix that was on Wii U and 3DS? Pete, do you have NES Remix for your Wii U?
Yes. Have I played it? No. The kids played it a lot though.
It's so cool.
The Wii U was bought for the two kids together one year, and it's just sort of still here. Is what I have sort of in the collection right over there.
It's so cool because you're playing like an old NES game, but it's different. Maybe you're playing as Link inside of Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers.
And you had little goals or quests, didn't you, within it? So you played miniature versions of the game, and then the next one might be, okay, now you have to get through 4 levels or something, or next time you had to jump 10 barrels in Donkey Kong, right? That's what I recall. Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought it was cool.
What a great way to do it like that. So neat.
I did grab the disc from Wii U because who knows, that might be expensive one day. I don't think it's expensive yet, though. One day it will be, I'm sure. I imagine Wii U stuff will start going up in price pretty soon.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Did you ever check out Party Golf?
No, not yet.
You want to call up that video? I was trying to explain it. It's so hard to explain. It's like it's barely golf, but in a good way. I mean, I love golf. I love like golf games, but it's out there. It's almost like
you've been playing a lot of that, JD.
Yeah. There's a lot of variations to it. There's like hundreds of variations to the games, and some of them are like rendered in real time or randomly, so you don't exactly know what you're going to get. But I mean, the basic part of golf is there where you're trying to make it in a hole. But in some cases, like the multiplayer is really fun, and you can also play multiplayer against the like AI multiplayer, which is really cool.
It's party golf, right? Not
party golf, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you call it, the trailer is pretty well representative of the game.
I think I've got the right one here. Let's see.
But it's really cool because you race to get to the hole, so you're all playing at once. It's not like you're taking turns, which is very interesting. And then you'll have just different types of obstacles like mazes. There's even some like shoot 'em up stuff in there. There's times where there's water obstacles. It's a bizarre game, and it's really fun and really cool.
Okay, they're talking about up to 8 players. Is this fun by yourself, or is it only?
Yeah, because you play other players that are AI. Like, so you're not really like just trying to shoot it trying to get into the hole like by yourself, like as practice, you're actually playing the computer generated players, like 3 or 4 players at once.
I either have this game or I have a golf game like this. It looks so familiar.
I had never. I mean, I saw I saw the trailer for it a long time ago, and then there's a they make another game called Party Crashers, which is a racing game that's got it's got that look of Tron, like light cycles. It's got that kind of like retro look to it. It doesn't get great reviews like this does. This, like, people rave about this game, and I understand why now.
All right, I don't have this game.
And you can create your own courses. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff in this. Yeah, there's times where there's water obstacles where you're like, actually you have to land in the water and then you have to like get it out of the water, and the trajectory is like really important. You have to. This is what why I was asking about that arc, Pete, in the football game. That same kind of thing here. You can actually you have to arc it like properly, otherwise you're just gonna like, you're never gonna get there.
Yeah.
And what's cool is you can try it over and over and over again until time runs out. When you're kind of like racing against other players.
Oh, I missed this. I missed the sale, JD.
Oh no, it's over.
Yeah, I'll wait. This is an older game. I'm sure it goes on sale quite often.
It has. It's been on sale several times, and I just pulled the trigger because it was like $199 or something like that, and I was like, I can't not get this. Yeah, I heard What the Golf is pretty good too. Eve.
Yeah, it is fun. Talk about a golf game. It's not really golf. That's one of them.
What the Golf?
Huh?
What the Golf or Party Golf?
What the Golf?
Ah, gotcha.
Let me see here.
So I want to bring up my I think you should have a new segment in your show for like relatively Switch newbies like me to ask the expert Jeff on different things. This could be a really simple question. Good time for that, Jeff?
Ask Super Jeff.
Ask Super Jeff. Like, you need to put a little banner that swings through the screen and stuff like that.
I like that idea, Pete. I like that idea, Pete, because I'm still learning too.
Hey, there you go. Okay, so you guys know that I bought another Switch about 2 months ago when I got the new Animal Crossing Switch for such a great deal here in town. So Mama C now has that. It's playing Animal Crossing, but on my Switch under my account, I bought 2 or 3 games that were for her to play once in a while. Well, now she has her own Switch. I've never played these games, but she has. Is there a way for us to transfer the games from my account to her account?
Oh man.
Simple. And I'm not talking like, I'm talking simple little games like Commander Keen from Way the Blazes back in the 90s. I bought that for like $2. And I'll just buy it again's the answer. But is there a way to transfer these games if we wanted to?
Well, I know you can definitely move your games from one system to another. I don't know if it's all or nothing, or if you can pick and choose which games you transfer over.
Would you have to put both accounts on both Switches in order to do that?
See, she has an account on the Switch, which she can play, and she can play those games.
You might want to try that first, Pete. Put your account on her Switch.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking she can probably download it through your account.
Huh. And then play it because it's on the Switch.
Yeah, here you go. You can't transfer the games, but you can put your account on her Switch and download the games, have her play them on her profile. Oh, there you go.
Okay, there you go.
Thanks.
And she would just use her profile.
Yeah,
and that's great. I got more than one expert, but that's exactly what Jeff said.
So just make sure you add your account to hers and and you can do and anything I guess she buys on her own, I guess you could play too. You could just download it under her account.
What about the flash cards, the SIM cards? Like, what about stuff that's saved there? Can you transfer? Can you move that card to the other Switch?
Well, I do have friends who have bought, like, upgraded their Switch, got a new Switch, and they transferred everything from one to the other. But like I said, I think it might be an all or nothing thing. I don't know if you can pick and choose. I think basically the service is there for you if you buy a new Switch, you can transfer everything over. But like what Pete needs, he only needs a few. So
Yeah.
just doing your account is probably the easiest thing.
All right. So are you ready for this? There it is.
Oh, you got it. Nice.
All downloaded.
All right. That downloaded really quick. I fell asleep while I was downloading. Like I was talking to Jeff and I was like, Jeff, I'm getting Super Mega Baseball 3, and I passed out. And because it was taking so long, I was upstairs where the Wi-Fi is not as good. And I was way too lazy and tired to go downstairs to download it. And I fell asleep, and I woke up the next morning and I started playing, and I messaged Jeff like as soon as I started playing. I was like, this is great.
So can we play games against each other now?
Yes.
Straight do it as friends.
Yeah, I never have, but yeah, I think you can, right, JD?
I have yet to do it. I was, before I got to play you guys, I wanted to be a little less embarrassingly bad.
Well, now I got to practice because I haven't played in probably over a year.
Yeah,
I just downloaded it, so.
Yeah, but Pete, you always say, "Oh, I haven't played this forever," or, like I've never played this before, and then you completely dominate.
I haven't played this since I was 10.
Yeah. Pete's muscle memory is like something to behold. Then
it is
loading 38%, 50% takes a while.
It does not take as long as Bush Hockey League.
Oh, really?
Oh, like literally minutes. Like you can go like heat up a frozen dinner and come back. And I've done that exactly.
So here's a game I've been playing lately called Hyper Echelon.
Oh yeah, you told us about that. Cool.
It's a shooter, and there's a cool part to this where you can see it looks really good. It plays really well. There you go. You can collect and purchase upgrades for your ship. There's your ship that you're actually in. So, there's little cards you can collect. But when you get your upgrades, they last throughout the game. It's not just for like another run. So eventually, if you play long enough, you'll have your ship completely fully loaded, and you'll just blast through stuff.
Yeah,
but it will take a while. But I like that idea. What's that?
Is this an indie game too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so much thought went into this. I saw the trailer as soon as you were talking about it. I bookmarked it immediately. It looks really cool.
Yeah, the upgrade system is really neat. I like that a lot. So it's not like a roguelike where you play, you get upgrades, you keep going forward, and then you die, and you have to start all over with nothing. Whatever you upgrade, you still have for the next run.
That's cool. Yeah,
that's a really good game.
I'm glad. I need to download a couple more games because I'm almost done with Far Changing Tides, the sequel to Lone Sail. And
I think I bought the first one.
I like the first one better for a couple reasons. I got frustrated with this, and I had to go online and find.
Diddy, what's the actual name of the game again?
So Far, FAR : Lone Sails is the first one, and then the second one is called Far : Changing Tides. And the sequel, Far Changing Tides, is definitely more complex. The graphics are a little bit bigger, which I like. Like in Lone Sails, like the dude is like almost microscopic that you're controlling, and it's almost comical how tiny he is. And then this one, he's a lot more like kind of manageable. But I had to get like the first one, I figured out all on my own. Like I didn't look up any hints. It was just all completely exploratory. Everything's very organic. There's no instructions. You're thrown into this like post-apocalyptic world, and you got to make it. The second one though, I've had to go on the web for hints. Like I spent days like trying to figure out like each kind of like phase is a puzzle that you kind of have to solve. Yeah. It's part action and part puzzle. And the one frustrating thing about it in both of the series is the save points are automatic and they're based on the phase that you're at. So if you are playing for a period of time, you have to wait till you see this like little spinner like save, icon come up, but it could be a long time in between. So what happens is it's a long game. You have to like dedicate time to it. So I'll play it, maybe like a half an hour at a time or something like that. It's not the kind of thing where you want to like, you got 5-10 minutes to play. You want to try to get to the next level because it may not happen. So you get all the way, like you have no idea how long it is before the next like checkpoint, right? Mm-hmm. So unless you keep the game open, like, kind of in the background and don't forget about it, you'll lose your place and you'll have to start all over again. And that's incredibly frustrating.
Well, that's no fun at all.
But the game is very rewarding. I mean, it's fun. It's very interesting. This second one, the sequel, I had a much harder time with. Like, I had to look up some hints and stuff like that because I was spending like days on something. And I'm like, I can't figure out what to do. And it wasn't as, I don't want to say intuitive. None of it's intuitive, and it's purposely unintuitive. And that's what's kind of makes it more fun. But yeah, this one was, the challenges were a little more frustrating, but I still loved it. Like, I think both are artistically amazing. The music's fantastic. And
how long of a game are they?
It's great. What's that?
How long are they? Would you say?
Oh, I mean, probably
like under 10 hours.
No, I'd probably say a little over. But I mean, I don't play it. I'll play it like minimum like 20 minutes at a time, probably maximum an hour. But it just takes days. Like, I don't have the kind of time to devote to it, and I don't really like track how long I'm spending in it. It's almost like it's a cool stress reliever game where a lot of this other stuff is just very frenetic, like the shoot 'em ups and stuff like that. This is just, it's very calming. And it's beautiful to look at and listen to. So it's really great.
So I just downloaded this game yesterday. I don't know if you can even see it. A
little glare.
Nah, too much glare.
Oh,
it's an Edith Finch game. It's What Remains of Edith Finch. And someone recommended this game. And it was on sale. I've been playing. It's supposed to be a really, really short game, like a couple hours or so. But it's basically a story game. You're this girl who goes back to this creepy house that she grew up in. It's been abandoned for years. And you start learning the history of it by her going through the house. And so far, it's been really interesting. I mean, a very strange game, to say the least.
What's it called? Edith?
What Remains of Edith Finch.
Gotcha.
But it's got a really cool storyline. It's kind of a creepy little game.
It's dark.
Yes, it's dark. I'm curious. By the way, there's a demo out right now for Silt, S-I-L-T.
Not heard of that.
It was showcased in one of the last directs, I think. But there's a demo out for it, so it's kind of cool. You can go ahead and you can go ahead and check it out, at least see if you like it or not. I like when they put those out there.
Eep likes Edith Finch.
Yeah, I was just reading that. I like any kind of games like that. That's kind of neat. 70% off right now.
Wow.
It's normally it's a pretty expensive game for whatever it's supposed to be, 2 hours or whatever, but I think it's like $6 here.
Cool.
I don't know what that is
here. $7.50 in Canada.
Yeah, but then again, what is that? Like a game, like a movie rental or a game rental or something?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. And I do kind of like really short games.
Freaking Big Mac combo.
Yeah. I do like short games because it's really fun. I mean, especially if you're playing some longer stuff, it's nice to get in there and play a game that's you can just sit down and play in an afternoon.
Well, even if it's a short game, it'll stick with you longer than that Big Mac combo will.
That might stick with you for a while. At least until you download it.
I'll tell you one game that I keep coming back to over and over and over again because there's so many variations. Load Runner for Switch.
No,
Okay.
that's
Absolutely love that. And whether it's single player game mode or there's a puzzle mode that's really cool. That there's like it's kind of like a less stressful version of the game, you know. And then there's the retro mode, which is equally fun. And then you can there's a game design mode. You can play other people's designs. I mean, it's really a great nod to the legacy game.
Yeah, I've always liked Load Runner.
And the retro version's fun too. I mean, it's not like dead on to the original one, but it's definitely got that vibe. And it's just really fun. I mean, I saw some people complain about the graphics. I thought the graphics were fun.
So remember I said that the Twitter account said that there'll be maintenance on the NES app and the Super Nintendo app.
Right.
So I have a Japanese account, so I'm going there now, and there is an update. Now I don't know if it's because something new just happened or if I just haven't updated my Japanese app for a while, but let's see.
Well, what else would the updates be?
What's that?
I'm sorry, what?
You say you have a Japanese account. Can any of us just have a Japanese account on our Switch?
Yes. I have a Japanese account and a UK account. You can make all kinds. There's all different. You can do an Australian one. All right, let's see here.
Yeah, I mean, what benefits does that get you? I mean, I understand the Japanese one, but I mean, are there British and Australian games that we're not getting, or
not really? What it's really good for is demos in different regions because not all regions get the same demo for some reason, or even get the demo.
Wow.
Also for us, I know I don't have an Australian one, but I know other people have, and sometimes they'll do it because they want to play the game right away, and it comes out basically a day before in Australia. I don't know. Is Dig Dug 2 out on the NES?
I think it already was.
Okay, so that might be an old one.
Yeah.
You know,
Mappy Land, that's old.
Somebody made the point that there are a lot of sequels available, but none of the original games. And I realized that to be the case.
With the NES, there was no Dig Dug, but there was Dig Dug 2 on the NES.
Ah, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Well, this is weird. Mother came out on the Japanese. I think that's for today. Whoops. That's Earthbound.
On ours, right?
Yeah, I think Earthbound is on the US one, but it just came out recently. That's weird. I wonder if well, no, wait a minute. I was gonna say, I wonder if they're gonna get Mother 3. Mother 3 was a Game Boy Advance game. So
poor distracted Mappy would run circles around Coco, and Coco would sit there and stare at it because he doesn't even try to catch a mouse to have something to eat because she finds lots to eat.
I still haven't played Dig Dug on the Intellivision, Kurt.
Yeah, I know. I'm desperately behind. I was looking. We're 6 months into 2022 now, and all I have to do is do a 125 on Dig Dug, and I haven't got it finished yet. I'm embarrassed. But it's a great game on the Intellivision.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eep's right. There's the other cool thing is on the so if you sign up for an account, Japanese account, I mean it's all free. You just have to go through the process, and they have most of the games on their like NES and Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 apps. Most of them are the same, but there are a few different ones that we don't get here. On the NES one, they had a fighter that never came. It was like Joy Mech Fighter, I think it was called. It's a 2-on-2 fighter for the NES, which is kind of strange. I don't know if they really have one like that. But it's a really fun game. And you only have 2 buttons, but it's amazing how many moves you can get out of those 2 buttons. But it's just kind of cool to get stuff like that you don't get here.
Kurt was saying about Burger Time. Yeah, Burger Time is one of my favorite ports on the Intellivision. I think it's amazing. The only problem is the darn cartridge is like I'm having a problem, and Lance gave me a spare as well. It seems like all the cartridges, for some reason, do not fit my Intellivision cartridge slot very well. It's too tight, and I'm afraid to play it. Like but I love it. So what I'm planning on doing, and I keep waiting for it to go on sale, and it's never going on sale from the arcade archives. I'm probably just going to pick it up on Switch because I miss playing it and like regularly. And
no excuse not to send something away for your ultimate flashback now, and then you can play it on your Intellivision.
Well, but is he doing it again?
I don't know. I really don't. I've looked at the site recently. It's still there.
Okay, I'll reach out to him.
Better contacting him.
Yeah, I need to, because the last time I saw the post, he was like, "Yeah, it's shelved for right now. I can't get the parts." And so it was like, of course, that happened as soon as you sent. As soon as you sent me the.
I think that some of the parts issues are alleviating a little bit, and remember, many different facets. Look at the Television Revolution, for example, they have their homebrews in stock again, right?
Yeah,
not all of them yet, but they have a lot in stock. So
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
That is cool.
Yeah, there's good signs going on.
Burger Time Parties. I have that. He's right. It's a really fun game.
I think Stu might have said that as well. I need to look into that. I have Super Burger Time. There's this like Data East pack that I got, and it's got like a handful of games, and Super Burger Time is on there. And I had never played Super Burger Time before. It's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. There's something about the charm of the original. But
TV Hasselhoff agrees. Yeah, Burger Time Party. It's a new game. Well,
yeah,
I don't know what, maybe 2 years old at this point.
Yeah, it's updated graphics and stuff.
But you can have up to, I guess, 4 people playing at once. The party part of it, but even single player, it's just a fun game. It's it has that Burger Time feel where you're climbing the ladders and building your burgers. I know a lot of people. I saw a lot of people going off on it because graphics are terrible. I kind of like the graphics, to be honest.
I got to check it out. Like I love the retro graphics on the original Burger Time, and actually Super Burger Time has similar graphics. But I'll check it out. Like again, I've heard nothing but good things about Burger Time Party, and it goes on sale every so often. It goes on sale too.
Multiplayer. I gotta check see if there's online multiplayer. I don't know about that.
I just like
what's going on?
There's so many games that I want to get, but they're all like $10 each for like these retro games that I already have on other platforms. But I really, really Burger Time is the one that I've been just really jonesing for. I did spring for Outrun. Outrun was actually on sale.
Outrun is so good.
Yeah, and I got that. But I think I want to get the summer, what is it called? The Summer Breeze pack for Horizon Chase Turbo. That's the homage to Outrun. Like it's got the car.
That whole racing game is just great.
Yeah.
Horizon Chase Turbo. That's another one that was a phone game, but it's excellent.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I've been playing the Senna edition recently because I got into a rut in the world, whatever you call it, the world championships or whatever. So I decided to kind of hop over to Senna, and once you get a hang of it, because the cars are much different, in Senna, but and the gas, where you get the gas is a lot few and far between. So it's very easy to run out of gas in the Senna edition.
I take that back. When on the NES it said Mother, that's not Earthbound because we never got Mother.
No, but still that was
Earthbound. Here's Mother 2 on Super Nintendo for Japan.
Okay, we got Mother and Earthbound on North America like a few months ago. NES, SNES.
Yeah, I haven't updated this in a while, so I got 3, 4, 5. So there's 7 games here. I'm not sure which one are new or not. This game. Let me do full thing here.
Yeah, well, I'll get it for you if you want. How's that?
I don't even recognize this game. Maybe it's a different name here. Rushing Beat. Super Punch Out Special. Super Mario World Special. I don't know what this game is. This last one here, it's a. I don't know if that's like a Harvest Moon. I can't. Super Metroid Special. And then if this just went live, then this is the new one in Japan. I think this is a game I'm thinking. I think it's the one with the girl has like a fishing pole. It's on a sequel is on the Switch right now. I can't think of the name of it. So I don't think North American version has been updated yet.
So do you just log out and log back in again as the different zone?
Yeah. Well, it's just for you just log in. You just log into the eShop.
But you have to create a different username, or like how does that work? Do you just
create an account? You don't have to have a Nintendo ID for it. See, like here, I've got. Oh, jeez. Okay, so here I've got my account. Actually, my son's old one, my wife's, and then there's a UK and a Japan at the end, which you can barely read.
Okay.
But yeah, if I go into say like Japan, and
Eve says each zone has its own app, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So
I missed this Dragon's Lair game.
Yeah, I saw Born Distracted. I remember. I said I really wanted Dragon's Lair, and one of these days I'm gonna cave and get that trilogy pack. I had it on DVD actually. The
trilogy is on the Switch.
Yeah, no, I saw it. It's in my favorites list. I'm like that and several other things. I'm just waiting for it to go on sale, and it's like
that goes on sale for like $10 every so often.
Oh, the trilogy?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that I would definitely pick it up for that. No questions asked. I still think Battlezone went on sale one time, and it's never going on sale again.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling what's going to happen is, I mean, it's not a new game, and evidently there's still all that online play, but I'm wondering like how much of the online community still exists for it at this point. And, you know, if it does go on sale, it's like, do I get it? And I mean, I guess I'd be happy playing it by myself because it's such a cool game.
TV's Hasselhoff. Do we need to exchange friend codes? You know, I used to put my friend code in these shows. I don't think I did this time. If you just look up one of these old Nintendo shows, like one of the first ones, I think I have it in there.
Dragon's Lair 3D on Xbox is really good. That's just so amazing that was ultimately just ported out to every system, because I remember how specialized it was on Laserdisc. And
yeah, when that came out, it was crazy, wasn't it? It was like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. Look at
yeah, and I think we talked about it before. We had a production company that was right above. It was kind of like a warehouse space above a arcade rental and repair company, and sales, and it was the most amazing place. I mean, it was just hundreds and hundreds of feet of just video games, pinballs, jukeboxes, but the funny thing about it was they had Dragon's Lair there, and my buddy was an expert at repairing those systems, and he said the problem with them was they were consumer grade Laserdisc players, and they would keep burning out. And you know, then it got to a point where it was like almost impossible to repair them. Like they're like throwaways.
Didn't that game cost $1 to play when it came out?
Yeah, it
wasn't a quarter. I know that.
And I was lousy at it, but it was so beautiful to look at, and the controls were not very responsive. It wasn't like a game where
Saboteur says it's 50-cent play.
I thought it was more also, but then again, 50 cents probably felt like $1 back then.
It was a lot. Yeah,
I was like, I would save my lunch money, and then we would skip school to go to the arcade.
You paid 50 cents, and you're lucky to play for 50 seconds.
Yeah. And Space Ace the same. But again, it was so novel, and the Don Bluth artwork was just absolutely phenomenal.
TV's Hasselhoff caught me in my scheme to get more views.
I thought that was
funny. Find the code.
Let's see.
First time I played Dragon's Lair was in '92 in Vegas. I think it was $1 there. Circus. I want to go back out to Vegas. There's the Hall of Fame moved out there.
Isn't that fairly new? Because we were out there in 2019. I don't remember hearing anything about it.
It is. A buddy of mine that's a pinball, a big pinball guy, just got back from there. I don't think he was there especially for that. I think he was at a conference, but he hit that. I got to remember to call him. He's got he just bought the new Rush pinball, and he's got a bunch now. He's got the Led Zeppelin pinball, the Thor. Some really cool stuff. I got to get over there one of these days.
Yeah. I just went on and Pop Pete is now playing Retro Bowl, so he's gone and found it and downloaded it.
What are we doing ourselves here? We suggested a game, and he leaves the show to go play a game.
Downloads and plays the game.
Damn you, Pop Pete!
Well, yeah. So we got to get some.
Right, so
Super Mega baseball games going.
Absolutely. So I just put mine up there too.
TV's Hasselhoff. There you go. You don't have to click on any videos. There's the old switch code.
I wouldn't say that. I told him that here's the switch code. Now go click on all my videos.
The aquarium is still fine.
I haven't even heard one detrimental comment about that aquarium so far during this show.
My wife's in her office. There's a wall separating us.
Okay.
If she yells, we can hear her, but I think she's concentrating on work right now.
Is part of her work creating decorations and ornaments for the
She's hard at work.
Aquarium?
She's hard at work trying to design a second aquarium that we can put in here.
Awesome.
It really would be nice to have one right here, though.
Have you guys got any of the new Star Wars games?
Nope.
For Switch? Like, there's the Lego. There's a Lego one that's the entire Star Wars collection. It's like $80 or something like that.
I'll guarantee you that I will get it eventually, but there's no way. I mean, even other ones that were like, I love the Lego games. I'm sorry, Kid at Heart, but I love all the ones that were on the 360. I played through the Indiana Jones ones and all those. Love them. But even the Marvel Superheroes 2 and stuff like that, I got the complete with all the packs for $11.99.
See, that's cool.
As opposed to $80, right? So I mean, I'm not going to dump out $80 for it, but people are. Well, it's a great game to buy for your kids. Like if you're looking for a present for a birthday, or Christmas, or whatever. So they're going to sell lots of them. But for an old fart like me who just might play it a little bit, I'm not going to dump $80 into it. It's a $10 to $15 game to me.
Yeah, I agree.
But I look forward to it. Yes, very much.
Pete, do you have all the Wii U ones? Because there's a ton of them. I've got a bunch of them. They're pretty cheap.
I have a lot, but not as many as you do. I don't think, because I know you had a pickup video where you had a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't. There's some of those I didn't have, but I do have a lot of them too. Coco, are you all right?
Yeah, they're. I've only played one, and it was on the 360, and it was. I played with my son. It was a lot of fun.
I'm looking here. This is where it all started for me. If I can find it.
trying to find. There's a new Star Wars game coming out, non-Lego. Pod Racer is pretty fun. They redid that with the motion controls.
These ones started it for me right here on the original Xbox. I had that one, which that's probably right there. I would think is my game where I paid $40 for it. Due $39.99. That says that is at GameStop, which would be Electronics Boutiques here. Electronic Boutique. It was still when I bought that one. This is my original game from the 70s.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And then after that, of course, which was just Lego Star Wars, the video game, that little bit, it had the original trilogy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
This is that new Star Wars game that's coming out this year, Star Wars Hunters.
Hunters.
Hasn't come
I don't
out
know
yet.
anything about that.
I don't know anything about it either. I mean, I've seen the trailer. Looks pretty cool.
Yes, TV's Hasselhoff. I'm wearing shorts. It's summer in Canada. Well, late spring.
I wear shorts for every show, to be honest.
I'm not wearing any pants at all.
Don't stand up, please.
Did you ever see Kentucky Fried Movie?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember the news segments that the guy would come in and the last segment was, the news guy, he had his sport jacket on and the shirt and was like, I'm not wearing any pants. News at 11. And he stands up and walks away and he doesn't have any pants.
And it's his bare ass hanging out, right? Yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember Pocky and Rocky? Or Rocky, wait, Pocky and Rocky? Or is it Rocky and Pocky? I can never think of it. I can't remember. There's a remastered version that came out on the Switch.
Oh, wow.
Look at these. I love these graphics. Look how cool that is.
If anybody wants to get if I will pick that up, a complete inbox version on the Switch, if anyone would like to give me a complete inbox version on the Super Nintendo, I'll trade to Eve and Steven for it.
Wait, say that again?
I'll pick up one of those and I'll trade it with anybody for a complete inbox version. An old one from the Super Nintendo,
Oh.
So. That's a hard game. That's an expensive game.
TV's Hasselhoff. We're referencing Kentucky Fried Movie.
And we all know it.
Well, hell, what is it? What was it? 45th anniversary of Star Wars? What the hell?
I know, huh? Yeah.
Oh my God. I saw that and I was like, wait a minute.
45.
Yeah. 45 years ago.
Oh
I mean,
God.
those were the two that were my favorites. So like I said in my tweet, I don't know if anybody saw, I made a post on my Facebook page and I did a tweet out there saying, it's so ironic. It's my favorite one is New Hope. Well, it was Star Wars. My favorite one is Star Wars.
Yeah.
My second favorite one is Empire Strikes Back. I'm not saying one's a better movie than the other. It's just that's what started it all for me, is the first one. And it's so ironic that my best friend Viking Stu is the exact opposite. His favorite one is the last one, and his second favorite one is the second from last one. So it's amazing,
He loves the new stuff, that's for sure.
I just have such a love and affection for the original cast and the New Hope. I mean, that changed everything, right? I mean, on a technology level, movie technology, on just they really just upped the game, And looking back on it, it's so. I mean, it's very dated, right? But it's still got that charm. I still love seeing it. And
it was so amazing that they did what they did. They were able to do what they did with it.
Oh yeah, yeah. And what was I just watching the other day? There was an interesting tidbit here. Rob Lowe has a podcast, and it's pretty good. And I forgot who he was interviewing, but he was talking about early sci-fi and stuff like that. And before the blue and green screening, there was rotoscoping, right? So he's talking about it, and his parents, I don't know whether both parents or one of the parents were involved in the rotoscoping for Star Wars. And what was funny is they were talking about it to him, and they were like, yeah, I remember, because somebody referenced a space Western, the fact that Star Wars is kind of like a space Western, which, And so he was like, oh, it's interesting that you said that, because when my parents were talking to me about the movie they were working on, they were like, it's this horrible like idea for a movie that it's just terrible. It's some sort of like space western, and like they were rotoscoping stuff for Star Wars.
Oh wow.
And which became like legendary.
Amazing.
And I thought that was just so neat. But yeah, the theater, and I'm pretty sure I told you guys when Force Awakens came out. I love that because again, I like all the retro stuff, and I know a lot of people hated that movie, but
I loved it. Same reasons.
The cool thing about it for me was I saw it in the same theater that I saw Star Wars in originally.
That's pretty cool.
In the 70s, yeah. And that was, cool. and I was not the only one. Like there was this like long line of people that were waiting, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I was here for that," and you know, it was so cool.
My first, I saw Star Wars. I was awfully young, obviously, and that theater is long gone. Was torn down in like 1982. So that wasn't happening, but the theater that was open just before that one on the American side, which I grew up going to through high school, when you go over on Friday night, and I used to buy books of 10 passes, and you go twice, you go Friday night and see both movies, twin cinemas. And I took my kid, like he was, 15, 16, around that age, and we went to see it the Thursday before it officially opened because they had a copy, right? So, I mean, we loved every minute of it. Every minute of it. And it's too bad what happened afterwards, but at the end of the day, that's all we got. So I'm going to like it because that's all we got. That's all we're going to get, too.
Sure.
Except for these shows on Disney, which somebody put on there yesterday, right on the chat there a few minutes ago.
Yeah, about Kenobi.
Obi-Wan tomorrow. Who was that?
And there's another new one coming out that was just announced today.
Yes. Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but it was surprised because I think there was another series, that after like Cara Dune was dropped and all that jazz. I don't want to get into all that, but there was a whole series that was like shelved. So my guess is this is the substitute for that, whatever that is. And there was yet another one too, and I'm not exactly sure what happened.
Born Distracted.
Oh yeah, somebody. Yeah, Kenobi. There's like
nervous about tomorrow because we all want it to be good. I love Boba Fett. I really did like it.
Yeah,
love Mandalorian, and I hope this is good too. And you know what I am looking. You know what I hope most of all. I hope Hayden Christensen comes back and kicks ass.
Yeah,
in his role, because I didn't think he was that man. That Attack of the Clones, that was friggin'. Oh my God, he was stiff in that, but the whole friggin' movie was stiff.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was the movie. I don't think it was the actors. It was what they had to work with.
If anybody could bring Hayden Christensen's going to come back in this, and he's going to friggin' kick ass. Read a really neat article today about Ewan McGregor on Jimmy Fallon last night. I think it was Jimmy Fallon. They were talking about it. And he says for the first time in his life, he said, I've done horror movies and I've done all this other stuff. But the very first time I get on screen and I get into a battle and it was Darth Vader coming at me, because he always fought Anakin. He never fought Darth Vader in any of the original movies, right? He says, I almost shit my pants because it was friggin' Darth Vader coming at him. And,
that's amazing.
So cool, though.
All right. We got breaking news.
This is going to be a busy weekend, Pete. I don't even know if I'm going to go outside. We got Shoresy, we got Stranger Things 4, and we got
breaking news.
You guys in Canada already have Shoresy. Jealous.
First 2 episodes only. We got new ones today.
Oh, cool. What is this, Jeff?
These are the games coming out tomorrow.
Just in general on Switch?
Well, actually, they're live now. Congo's Caper.
I don't even know this game.
Never heard of it.
And this is what? This is on Switch Online, or this is Switch?
Yeah, Switch Online.
Okay. For NES?
Well, these first 2 are Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Don't tell me the NES game. I want to see it.
It's coming up.
I don't know this game either.
I got to get back to that. I haven't played any of those for a while.
And there's one NES game.
That's it?
That's it.
Pinball?
Pinball.
I'll pass.
Be prepared for angry videos tomorrow.
Yeah, that's awful. Like what?
Like this should just have been given right off the get-go.
Oh,
God.
It's in the day of friggin' NES prices going through the roof. That's still a $3 cart.
Are they having I wonder if they're having any like licensing problems or something. It's not like they don't have all these games. I mean, it's not like they can't port them easily. It's not a technical reason.
I'm just reading the comments on Twitter. Oh, it's brutal.
Yeah,
People are not happy.
Well, that's I really go, oh, okay, that's all right, I guess, but pinball?
It's like they didn't even try.
No.
Oh, hey, Born Distracted, you asked before what rotoscoping was. So
yes.
If you know, like, so green and blue screening were ways of being able to have actors placed into environments that didn't actually exist, like, or they weren't actually there, right? So they could act on a soundstage and be, they could place the backgrounds in later, basically. And a lot of movies did that in like the 70s and 80s, right? But the fact is, before that stuff existed, there was what was called rotoscoping, which was actually a frame by frame matte, basically. Yeah. And they had to do those, before all the digital stuff happened. They had artists do those backgrounds and had to key essentially, like outline the person, in each like motion across the background of the screen. It was very, very complex. Now, digitally they can do all the, keyframing and stuff like that. They just give it a path over a digital composite, background and foreground. And now, with the, I think, oh God, what was it? Mandalorian. The last season of Mandalorian was totally filmed with what's the game engine?
Unity.
Is it Unity?
Unreal.
Yeah, I think Unreal. Like everything was virtual. Even like on set, everything was virtual, which was crazy. Like the people on set were looking at VR, basically.
All right. So which movie's episode 2?
Attack of the Clones, I think.
Yeah, that was awful.
See, now Mama C and I were talking about this today because she said I couldn't understand it. And I'll tell you the honest God truth, her and I, we went to the theater and saw it, and I couldn't understand the damn thing either. And I bet you I watched that 5-6 times before you could put a lot of pieces together.
I didn't want to watch it.
I still like it, but man, it's
that's the only that, and honestly, Phantom Menace are the two that I haven't seen more than once, and I didn't have a desire to.
Oh, Phantom Menace, I like.
I
didn't understand it at first either, but I got to as well. The story was too complex, a lot of it, and it was pretty stiff. Man, Jake Lloyd was stiff, Hayden Christensen was stiff. It was the writing, the filming, the directing, whatever was stiff.
No, what was the 3? It was Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, and what was the other one?
Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith, I like.
Revenge of the Sith, Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith. Jesus Christ, I don't.
Right now, I'm drawing a blank. Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds.
I like Attack of the Clones less than Force.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I like Force Awakens a lot more than Clones.
I'll watch Rise of Skywalker. I just really, really, really hated the way they ended Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
the whole not ended. Yeah. I hated the last hour. I thought it was like I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, I'll sit and watch the movie right now. I don't care. I'll watch it because I like it. The Star Wars.
Yeah, I agree. It was a little disappointing.
We gathered all the people in the galaxy to come fight them at the end. I'm like, fuck off. I'm sorry, that was dumb.
I don't hate it the way that Stu does.
Well, Stu's never even seen it.
That's what's so great about that.
Stu's gonna patch his hate on for something like that. Like,
But the best part was we didn't even realize that. I don't think until like weeks or months later. They said something about it because I didn't even see it. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
You've been arguing for weeks, for months.
So, I've seen it, and
that was funny.
I'll watch it again. That's all we got. I'll watch it.
I liked some of the subsequent movies too, like Solo and.
I never understood how come Solo got such a hard time.
That was the first one we didn't see in the theater, and then we were going that it was that and what was the other one?
Rogue One.
What's that?
Rogue One.
Was it Rogue One?
Rogue One is the first sort of I
can't remember which. Well, I know Solo for sure, and there was one other movie, and I can't remember which one that we didn't see in the theater. But both of them, we were like, why didn't we see this in the theater? Like there was like, I don't know. I guess we heard some reviews. We heard from people. Take care. TV's house off. Have a good one. Yeah, no, I mean, we really enjoyed it. And again, we took it for what it was. We were not comparing it to anything. We just wanted a good time. Yeah. And we got it. Secretly seeing Rise of Skywalker.
I consider the storyline, I consider hitting the Solo significantly better than Rise of Skywalker.
Oh yeah,
I consider Rise of Skywalker quite a bit better than. There's a lot about The Last Jedi that I liked, but there was an awful lot about it I didn't like. I didn't like that whole chase thing. I mean, I don't know, like the chase thing. I didn't like the friggin' part where they went to the casino, and I didn't like how the hell do you? Oh, we're in this. We're running away from them. Yet we can skip out and go to the casino to find this guy to get back. Like what? Anyway,
I'll tell you, I have enjoyed Mandalorian more than almost all of these movies since the very first three. I mean, starting with New Hope, Empire, and Jedi. To me, I think Filoni and Favreau have done a stellar job reeling it back in.
Will you include Boba Fett in that mix? So go Mandalorian 1,
yeah,
Mandalorian 2.
I do, but I gotta say, well, I don't want to mess it up for anybody that hasn't seen Boba Fett. But have you seen Boba Fett, Jeff?
No.
You haven't seen it?
Have you seen Top Gun, Jeff?
With the new one or the old one?
Both, either.
No, I can't watch the second one until I watch the first one.
Okay, have you seen the second one? No.
It just came out.
Have you seen the first one?
No.
That's pointless to ask him, JD.
Just ask me the movie and I'll be
no. Season 1, episode 3 of Frasier yet, Jeff?
I'm still on 2.
So it was interesting. I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
Boba Fett. How can I phrase this without ruining it for anybody? The second half of Boba Fett of the season, I enjoyed more. But it wasn't really Boba Fett.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I didn't expect that either.
No, and I found out it was because I think they changed producers halfway through. It was I can't think of the guy's name, but like Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter, produced one or two of them, and I think I can never pronounce his name. Watiki.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It produced another one, but like the first ones were like so darn serious. Like I love just a little bit of campy, to it and familiarity, I guess.
Yeah.
And I just enjoyed this when it got into gear. Like I'll put it that way. Like it drastically changed halfway through, and then I loved it. Before I liked it, Boba Fett, and then the second half I absolutely loved it, and how everything.
I will say, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought at the end of the day, it's just sort of like a branch, but the same thing as Mandalorian, obviously.
Yeah.
Almost like Mandalorian 2.5 while we're waiting for 3.0.
Yeah.
But with Boba Fett in there as well, right? Which was great. I think they can expand upon that too.
That's why I have high hopes, and I'm reserved about it. But what's the new one called? It's called Skeleton Crew.
Right.
Is the new one coming out? It is Favreau and Filoni do have a hand in it, and that's coming 2023.
All the characters.
I have absolutely no idea what that's about. I have. That's the first I've ever even heard of it.
Wanted to say that Savater said there should be a Rise of Skywalker intervention with Stu sitting down in front of a huge 4K TV. You got to realize, Savater, we still have the deal in place. He and I are going to be sitting and watching that someday together, and we're going to watch it start to finish. And well, it'll be, believe me, it'll be shared.
I think somebody still needs. I still think somebody needs to sit behind you and have it almost look like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just have two different views. But Stu's going to have to be tied to the chair.
Just like Clockwork Orange thing.
Oh, God. Just leave the ball gag out of it. I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm looking, and there's supposed to be a new movie coming out at some point, and I forgot who's. It's somebody big producing it, and I can't remember who.
Yeah, Solo, the kibosh to a lot of the movies they were going to do, and they've gone over to Disney more so. But again, I'm going to say,
I'm okay. What the
hell was wrong with Solo?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with the series too. Like, I didn't think I was going to be. Like, I thought I would miss the movies, but it's like we've been stuck home, and it's like, well, man, fortunate to have something like that.
The only thing that's bothered me about the series is waiting the next week for the next one.
See, I liked it because it was more of a family event. Like it was like for the first time in a long time, we gathered around the TV every Friday night and would watch it. And like to me, that was great. And it was one of the few times where you got like a teenager that's like, oh yeah, I was actually like excited to like hang out.
There you go.
And watch TV with us,
That's true. Yeah. And we did the same thing with like WandaVision when it was on Friday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we watched that the same way.
But it was just Mama C and I, MJ was off of college when Obi-Wan when Boba Fett come on.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah. We love those two.
Well, is that it, guys? I think we're at the end.
I think we've really blown away your 1 hour time limit for the Nintendo
I
show.
know.
And we get off on a Star Wars rant.
I guess there's no real time limit anymore. That was more of a original Next Level Gaming. I didn't want to approach into their show.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But they're on Tuesday. Oh, by the way, Pac-Man Museum comes out tomorrow on the Switch.
Okay.
That could be interesting. And it does include Pac-Man. What's the name of it? It was an arcade game where I think like everyone's a Pac-Man and you're running around. Battle Royale. Pac-Man Battle Royale. So that should be interesting.
I never really got past Miss Pac-Man. Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man.
Well, Ms. Pac-Man is not in this collection.
Well, I got my Pac-Man Arcade 1-Up here, and there's another Pac-Land or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't very good. Didn't like
old arcade game was on TurboGrafx. They've
I still enjoy playing the first one.
Yeah, Namco removed Ms. Pac-Man from Pac-Land.
How come? Was there a licensing?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Like Ms. Pac-Man wasn't made by Namco. It was a hack.
Oh, that's right. I remember seeing
some American college students back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting story, and I don't know. It's so complicated. I don't even understand who owns what anymore on this thing, but I guess Namco doesn't want to risk it, so they just get rid of Ms. Pac-Man from everything now.
Wow. So
I guess really she's not even part of the Pac-Man universe if you think about it, because other people made Ms. Pac-Man. They didn't make it.
Well, you can get the Arcade 1-Up Ms. Pac-Man machine. Maybe that's worth getting.
Maybe.
Especially if you can't get any ports. It's funny because it's like I love this mini like the table, what do they call it? Arcade. Like the mini coin-op machine tabletop kind of thing. And I love those. And even though I have it like on the joystick games, the all-in-one like joystick Namco game, and we got ports on like the various systems, I love this like mini arcade game. I love having the Pac-Man graphics.
What's on that, JD?
What's that?
What's on that? What all the games do you have?
Galaga, Dig Dug, Pac-Man, and Pac-Land. And I never play Pac-Land. I played it one time and I was like,
This is so weird. I go to Nintendo.com and type in Pac-Man Museum. It doesn't even show up. And the game comes out tomorrow. What's up with that?
Well, Super Pac.
Just because Eat mentioned something about which certain games are on
it. Born distracted. Jeff won't get the one-up machine because it can't fit in the glass cabinet.
Oh, maybe that's what can go right here.
There you go.
An arcade game.
Yeah.
Maybe an original Tron.
Oh, I would kill to have that. It's expensive.
Maybe I could put my Asteroids cocktail table right here.
Oh, yeah, with something else on with a bar.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Do you have that, Jeff, or is that a dream?
No, I have. It's in my office. It's actually Asteroids Deluxe cocktail table, which when I bought it, I never had played Asteroids Deluxe, but after I played it, I'm like, you know what? I actually like this better than the original Asteroids.
And did the Evercade card ever get patched?
I don't think so. I'll have to plug that in and see, but I never saw an announcement about it.
What was wrong with it?
Did they acknowledge it?
I think they did after a while.
Oh, is that the one where it was the wrong version or something like that?
Yeah, it was Asteroids Deluxe, and when you play it, it's just Asteroids. I'm like, how did this get through? It was irritating. I was all ready to play Asteroids Deluxe because I think it's a better game, and that's a good question to see if it's still if they patched it or not.
Did they say they were going to?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
I think for the most part, I think they were just ignoring it. I think they just hope no one thinks about it.
Yeah, here we are bringing it up several months later once again.
I mean, I was going to buy the cartridge anyway, but that was one of the games I was most excited to play, and it's not even there. Did
you get Asteroids Recharged?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's all right. I don't know. As the time is going by, I like to recharge games less and less. None of them are bad, but I don't know. Asteroids Recharged feels slow to me. I don't know.
What about any of the other ones?
What do they have? They have Breakout.
Breakout didn't interest me.
I think Missile Command was the first one.
Yeah.
Which is basically just Atlantis. And
holding out for that Atlantis.
Holding
out for a long time, I think. But
Centipede.
Oh yeah, Centipede was supposed to be pretty good.
That was good. Black Widow was really good.
I didn't know anything about Black Widow, and it looks really cool. Like I had never heard of that.
It's great. You run around, like a circular pattern, kind of shooting stuff and pushing eggs off the edge of the web, and yeah, I liked it.
That's cool. Oh, Tempest. Tempest was the other one. Tempest Recharge.
Was there a Tempest Recharge?
Yeah. And it was expensive, and I didn't get it.
Oh, wait. Wait a minute. They've all been the same price. Well, that's something different, I think.
Let me see.
I don't think that's a recharge. Forgot about that game.
Oh, Tempest 4000?
Yeah. Hey, it's on sale right now for $16.
That's still a little much.
I think it's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow, I completely forgot about that game.
Is it it is Atari, so it's just not. Why did they change? Like, it just looks like another recharge game to me. I don't know why they changed it.
I don't know.
But this looks good. I mean, I think it got pretty good reviews.
Yeah, it looks really good. I'm gonna wait till it's like half off.
Yeah, that's me too. and I think eventually it'll get there. But I mean, how's that going to work without the dial? Like, you're going to like show your Joy-Con with that.
Not nearly as well. I mean, I guess you'll just be moving your R stick around.
Yeah, that's what was a bummer because the disc would have been great.
How come DJC gets these sex bots popping up, and I'm getting casino?
Oh, I saw that casino one.
I can't even put this one in a timeout, or I can't block them. It won't let me.
I already did.
Oh, you already did. Okay. Well, thanks, Pete.
Oh yeah, it says hidden by Papa Pete. There you go.
Pete's quick on the trigger there.
Thayer's Quest. I've not heard of that.
What was the other one?
Oh, what is that?
Bloody hell. What was the hologram one again? Every time I got to think of it.
Are you talking about the Sega one?
Yes. It was Sega.
Was that a fighting game?
Well, parts of it were. It wasn't straight fighting like you think of a Street Fighter game, but
right. Yeah,
oh,
what is Thayer's
time something.
I'd love to get Mach 3.
He just typed. I think he was thinking the same thing, more distracted because he had it typed in too soon after I said it.
Oh,
Time warp or something.
do you remember Mach 3?
I don't.
Oh, that was great. It was a Laserdisc game. It was kind of like the scenery was real, but the plane was like a graphic, like a bitmap graphic, and it was pretty cool. It was one of the early Laserdisc games. I guess it was 83.
Oh yeah, I'm looking up right now.
It was a fun game. It was another one that was always broken though.
Another game I've never heard of.
Yeah, Mach 3 was a badass.
I didn't go to the arcades very much though as a kid.
They had that at a
Time
bowling
Traveler.
alley. What was that, Pete?
Time Traveler.
Time Traveler. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
How many total Laserdisc coin-op games were there? Probably under 10, right?
Not very many. Somebody asked earlier on there how many Don Bluth games were made. Born Distracted did. I mean, Space Ace and the 2 Dragon Layers. Were there any others?
That's all I know of. Is those 3?
So this Mach 3, the background is basically the laser disc part.
Yeah.
And then there's like a little pixelated plane flying around shooting.
Yeah. But it was still cool. It felt great. Like, I mean, it was just.
It is pretty cool. I've never heard of this.
The compositing technology, the ability to do that was pretty cool.
So this looks like a more traditional game.
Yeah.
Where Dragon's Lair was something kind of different.
Oh, well, see, that's the difference. This was an action arcade. Like, this was like a responsive type arcade game. The Dragon's Lair was not very responsive at all. I mean, it was just like, it was almost like a role-playing game. I mean, you were clicking directions, but it's not like you were like really, really controlling them. You know what I mean? It was delayed, and I don't know. It was fun. It was really cool, and it was cutting edge, and that's why I loved it. But I remember, like, I had it on DVD, or I still have it on DVD somewhere, and use the remote control like that. It wasn't like, you didn't need arcade controls for it. In other words, in my opinion. But again, I love it because it really represented something cutting edge at the time, and it was fun.
That's why I was just playing Daytona Rush, maybe Daytona something on the NVIDIA Shield before we came on there, and it's it's a racing game, obviously, but it's one of those where you've got different lanes, you're going really fast, and all you're doing is basically switching back and forth, trying not to crash and pick up items. But I just use the Shield remote, just going left and right. I can literally just sit there and play it. And because the controls are so simple, it actually works well with the remote.
Yeah.
Which you can't say for many games.
Oh, we were talking about Spectre VR or Spectre 3D or whatever it was called. I forgot what it was called originally. I think it was Spectre VR.
I think on the Mac.
Yeah. So I went to that site, and so there was an iOS port of it, and it looked amazing. It was called like Spectre 3D or whatever. And evidently the company went under, and I don't even think it's in the App Store anymore, but on the website you can play it on the web, which was really cool. And I might have told you guys, like, I was actually playing it on my new like 4K, or 5K iMac, playing a game that I was playing on my Mac. God, what was it? An LC3 or something that I had in college before I got the Power Mac. I think, yeah, it was like on a Mac LC3, I think. And that was one of the last times I played Spectre. And I had it was floppy disk. It was like several floppy disks, I remember. But like, I freaking love that game because I'm like a Battlezone like freak. I love Battlezone, and that was Battlezone for
Yeah, that was one of the first Mac games I ever had.
And it was cool. They had like some cool QuickTime clips.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I think the QuickTime clips were left off the website. But it was still cool. It was just like that thing where the tank drops in and you hear that huh! and like the sound effects are perfect. It's just like it. Is it the same Spectre that's on the SNES? I believe so. It was ported to like 2 systems outside of the Mac. It was like reissued as I was reading. And God, I'd love to see a port of that on Switch. I would absolutely love to see that, especially if it was on SNES. Like, there's always that possibility, but the company's gone.
Wouldn't you think these bots would infiltrate a show with maybe like 1,000 people watching, or with only the ability to figure out how many people are in chat?
You're not making a big impact, crashing people's.
Yeah, Chuck got all the sex bots.
Are you disappointed you didn't get sex bots, or?
Well, I don't really want them, but I feel like there's a drop off between the sex bots and the casino bots. I feel like this is a lower tier.
Well, Sabater said he's got an odd urge to gamble now with all the gambling bots. I'd say, well, you better stay out of Chuck's stream with the sex bots. Then.
Well, does that mean like there's a different urge there, or what's?
Well, we're almost at 2 hours. We better.
On that note,
let's go for 3.
Make it a marathon.
Yeah.
It'll just be us and the casino bots talking at that point.
Well, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, I've been up. I was up at 5:30 today, hanging on.
Pete, my Coco shirt's coming in next week.
Awesome.
I gotta check out all the new shirts. I'm behind, and I know what are you wearing there now, Pete?
I'm making the Slappy Marsden original right there.
I've got
that's awesome.
All right.
I have the old school here.
The original.
That's nice. I like that. I even get a black one. Is that
Like
black? That's black, right?
No, it's it's the navy heather.
Oh, right on.
It's very unique. I don't have any shirts this color.
All right.
I love it with the orange too. It's perfect.
Yeah. Well, that's it, guys.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, really.
Thanks for the
Jeff,
chat.
for having us on. That was fun.
Super Mega Baseball 3.
We're the relative newbies here, but it's nice to start catching up and learning. I look forward to playing some baseball. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure out how to do online.
I need to switch up my team though. I really, it's embarrassingly bad. Like I must have I picked the coolest logo to start with evidently the worst team.
All right. Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys.
All right. Take care, guys.